Welcome back to the Beer Brackets Pub, everybody. And welcome back to the Beer Explorers, the episode where Alessandro and I searched the beer world far and wide for incredible, legendary new beers that we have yet to try, that we want to try with each other, that we want to introduce each other to, and have and enjoy together in the beautiful, wonderful, magical place that is the Beer Brackets Pub. And buddy, I'm so excited. I was telling you before, these two beers that I've been holding on to for a couple of weeks for this very occasion. We haven't filmed one of these episodes in way too long.
I agree.
It's been months, I think, actually.
Well, it's good to be back, my friend. And we're going to be back with a great episode. I have a feeling about it. So let's see where the adventure takes us.
Exactly. So normally we don't know. It's always a surprise. We don't know what we're opening and closing our beer brackets with here. I think I know one of the beers that Alessandro is going to be featuring, and there's a reason for that, though. Yep. We're making a little bit of an exception, and there's a very special reason for that. I'm really excited to get into that. So, buddy, I'll let you start. I don't know which one you're opening with. What is your opening beer bracket today? Beer bracket today.
So, my friend, before I tell you about my opening beer brackets, I'm going to just preface this whole episode with saying that I'm very excited because I get to introduce two beers that are somehow connected with my past and my roots in a way. So we're going to start with
your beer roots.
My beer roots. We're going to start with and that doesn't happen very often.
That doesn't happen very often at all.
So I'm going to start with the first one. And like you said, you might know not exactly what beer I'm going to be talking about, but you might know where this beer comes from. This beer, my friend, is from Peter from Master of Hoppets, his brewery, Bad Seed.
That's so awesome.
He was kind enough through family connection to...
This story is amazing.
Yeah.
How this happened is incredible.
It's pretty interesting, right?
That beer has traveled.
It definitely has, my friend. And because I had a few different ones to choose from, I decided to pick one that made sense for the fact that we both, it's a style that we both really like. The one I picked that you see here is Tilecutter American Pale Ale, hopped with Mosaic 790 and Cryo.
Sweet.
6%.
Awesome. As we're drinking it, you can tell the story of how that beer came about and how it got into your hands. Okay, which of the two am I opening with? Well, I have a Weissbier glass in front of me here, so I guess that answers the question for me. This beer is quite legendary. I discovered this beer on a recent beer pilgrimage trip down in Ontario. I was shopping around for beers when I happened to be there, and I discovered the history of it, and I was just like, I can't. And this is from I'm going to definitely not pronounce this right, but the Andechser, I guess it's German, Andechser. Kloster Andechser Brewery. Have you heard of them?
I think I've had like is it their Weiss?
This is the Weiss. Yeah. Yes, exactly. You've had this one?
I'm pretty sure I have, my friend. Like if it's not the Weiss, they have a couple of different ones at Total Wine, but I'm pretty sure I've had beers from that brewery.
That's awesome. Yeah, but this is what caught my eye is that this is their Weissbier Hell. And so I've never seen a Weissbier described as a Helles before. If you do Google Weissbier Hell, there's two. There's this, and there is, I believe, the Koenig. There's two breweries that have labeled their Weissbiers as Helles or as Hell that at least come up on Google. So this is a little bit of a unicorn in that sense, and I've never had one described as that before. And of course, that term, all that means is just to refer to something being very light, very bright and blonde, like Helles lagers tend to be. So I'm assuming it's going to be a very bright, light Weissbier. Matt, I've got a lot to say about this. Let's crack these beers open.
Do it.
That's cool that you've had a beer from this brewery before.
Yeah, I'm not gonna steal your thunder, my friend. I'm gonna let you go. But I remember it having like an interesting history.
It's got a very interesting history. Oh my God, yeah, like that almost. It looks a little lager-like, but it's very hazy because it is unfiltered. Oh, yeah. Look at that in the proper Weissbier glass, too. I got that going today. Beautiful. Look at those bubbles cascading up to the top there. Oh, that smells incredible. Whoa. All right. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers,
Happy opening bracket.
Happy opening bracket.
Look at these legendary beers. I can't wait. That looks blonde.
Look at that.
Very
See
blonde.
That? It's very nice. Light, crystal.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
before we really get into this, you got to tell this story about how this beer came into your hands, because this is just so legendary.
It definitely is, my friend. It definitely is. If you haven't watched the interview that we had with Master of Hoppets, I would recommend to watch that. We found out that we both have connection to a town in Denmark called Aalborg, because he happens to be from Aalborg, and my Danish family happens to be from Aalborg as well. My sister actually currently lives there. So after...
That's the craziest part. Your sister still lives there.
Yeah. He very kindly offered, like, oh, well, if you ever are in town, or if your sister ever is around, like, let me know, and I'll give you some beers so you can get to try them. My sister actually ended up having a chance to stop by his brewery and got a nice collection of beers that he was kind enough to generously donate to the Beer Brackets pub. And he also provided like some instructions on how to safely ship those said beers, and they made it across the Atlantic Ocean, all the way over here to Florida. And that's how I'm enjoying this beautiful brew. And that's why I was saying, like, it's
if I'm not mistaken, he told us he used to do like some beer trading, right? So he was a little bit of a pro in terms of how to ship beer internationally without it being flagged.
He knew exactly what he was doing. It was pretty impressive.
What was it labeled as again? Hot sauce?
No, I think it's I think he said like canned collectibles or something along those lines. There's some specifics. I don't remember exactly.
There's ways around it.
There's ways around it. Couple words here on this beautiful brew. Very refreshing, bright, light. You can definitely taste that mosaic. Like it's very clean and refreshing. That grapefruit comes through, and like the aromatics on this beer are amazing. Like it really smells incredibly fresh. Obviously, it is pretty fresh, so that factors into it. I love how refreshing and crisp it is, and how light and easy to drink it is. Definitely a beer that I would...
For a 6%, that's impressive.
Yeah, I would definitely... This is definitely a beer, like, if I had, lived near the brewery, or if I was available around, like, it would be one of my go-to, because it's very easy drinking, sessionable, packed of flavor. So great job, Peter. Thank you. Tusen tak.
That's amazing, man. That's so just freaking awesome, to him being all the way there in Denmark. It's kind of crazy that, of course, you think, you can ship beer. What's the big deal? But I didn't really expect that to happen. You say that a lot. You talk to people in the beer world, it's like, oh, I'll send you some beer. I'll send you some beer. But then the fact that your sister lived in the same town, and she was nice enough. By the way, cheers to Julia. Yeah. I mean, that's incredible that she went and did that too. She's an awesome beer facilitator for going and doing that.
Definitely.
And picking that up and then having that shipped to you as well. And that's just so cool.
Yeah.
And amazing that you're getting to try his beer that we got, we learned about a little bit in the interview. You got to tell us about, and now you're getting to taste it. Freaking awesome.
Yeah, it's a pretty special story. Like that's why I was saying, like, it's connected to my roots in a way, being from Denmark, but also to my family, with my sister being so kind to help out with the whole process. And obviously, again, like, thank you so much, Peter, for allowing us to try the beers, and we'll see, my friend. Like, there might be some more featuring here happening, because there's some more beers in the beer.
I'm sure there will be.
Yeah, that might be involved in visits. So we'll see what we can do.
That'd be so cool. So this beer is actually incredible. Like you see on the label on the front there. So, and the Andechser, and I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that, I apologize, but that monastery has been afloat since 1455, which is impressive. And I must say, I'm going to come out and say ahead of time, I found no evidence of it being destroyed multiple times and rebuilt. Zero evidence.
Well,
so this might be the only one. This might be one of the only ones. And it's not the only one for this one thing. You'll see it's unique in quite a few different ways. That's number one on its uniqueness. It's never been, the monks have never passed out on a rolling hills outside the monastery as visitors pillaged and burnt it to the ground. This has never happened in its history that we know of, that's been recorded. The second reason that it's so unique is that it's one of the only breweries left that functions independently. So one of the only monasteries left that brews beer independently and is brewed exclusively by a religious order without the intervention of some kind of corporate entity, like many of the other monasteries have gone to, just because they've upped production to a level and they've outsourced certain things, whether it be different levels of production or different employees coming in who aren't part of the religious order working on the monastery producing the beer. This is one of the only breweries, monastic breweries, that still is 100% independent, brewed by monks. which
Wizards.
beautiful in itself is extremely beautiful.
I agree, my friend.
Right? Isn't that amazing? This particular beer has been brewed since 1993, so it has a good, couple of decades of experience under its belt. And it's unfiltered. And what they say is it's riddled with natural yeast haziness, which you do see here on the side. There is a nice and beautiful haziness to this beer. And it is top fermented as well. Now, this monastery, my friend, in Andechser, Germany, is just southwest of Munich is where it's located. And the Benedictine monks have been here working, praying, and drinking on this, what they call the Holy Mountain. As you see on the label here, there's a little hill on the label where that beautiful monastery is located. They refer to this as the Holy Mountain, my friend, the Holy Beer Mountain, on which they brew their beer. They've been enjoying themselves, drinking and playing and praying and frolicking on this mountain since 1455.
There you go.
Which is absolutely amazing. Yeah. This is a quote from their website, my friend. So this is directly from the mouths of these frolicking Benedictine monks. Here, beers can mature into an enjoyment for the body and the soul. I think that's beautiful.
If I'm not mistaken, isn't that also on the label in German, right? Like across it?
Is it? Is that what that means?
I think.
So there is some text.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
There's no getting anything by you, man. See, I thought this was going to be a new beer to show you. You already know what it says on the label just by heart. That's crazy. That's freaking crazy.
It's just like I happen to have it before, my friend.
Encyclopedic beer mind. My God. That's like the chestnut tree all over again. It's like, if I'm not mistaken, the cellars were under the chestnut trees. Like, how'd you know that? The same thing. I think that's what it says on the label, right? Jeez. My God.
I just happen to.
There's no introducing something new to you.
I happen to have that one before. Not that specific one.
Even so,
I'm for what I remember from memory, it's like there's the green label one. I can't for whatever reason I can't remember which one it is, but
I think they do have a Helles lager as well. Maybe that's what it was.
That's probably what it is, my friend. That's why I know it. Like not for any other reason. So it just you triggered my beer memory the moment you said that. I was like, oh.
That's incredible. You never cease to amaze me, buddy. But yeah, this is just such a beautiful, hazy beer. Oh, just gorgeous. And yeah, when they talk about it being, oh, look at that sediment from the bottom of the bottle. I don't know if you can see this on the camera right now. Sorry, man. I know you can't see this,
go
but
ahead.
in the replay you'll be able to.
I'll see it later.
But there was just like this, the last little bit in the bottle came out as this dark cloud
of
yeastiness. Yeah, because they do just have that residual natural yeast there in the bottle. So I'm excited to take a sip with this yeast in it now.
Cheers, my friend.
Oh, man. I should have done that from the beginning. Shame on me. I wanted to save it for after talking about the yeast, but whoa. That was just, I hope the camera caught that. That was just this dark, syrupy cloud of yeast that just came down into the bottle. And it made it extra cloudy.
Look at that, man.
Whoa. It's just very beautiful aromas of like just roasty weediness. The yeast, you can smell the yeast, that really pure. Again, I like to use this comparison a lot when talking about if you're making any kind of dough and you activate your yeast ahead of time. Just the mixing of a dried yeast with water, banana, clove. Nothing's too strong. Nothing's overwhelming. There are no characteristics that dominate. It all just comes together in a beautiful Weissbier quilt of characteristics.
That's a beautiful description, my friend.
A warm quilt that you just want to wrap yourself in. It's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
I love it. That's awesome.
Taste-wise, you get exactly what you smell. There's nothing new there. This beer is not reinventing the wheel in any way, shape, or form. It's not going to blow your mind with anything too unique, but it's just kind of like the Weihenstephaner Weissbier. It is just beautifully done, masterfully done. There's nothing to criticize. There's nothing to pick apart. There's nothing that is a little bit, I'm not a big fan of that. It's just delicious.
Well done. Yeah. Well, to be fair, my friend, like they've been around for quite some time, so they brewed a couple of times.
They brewed a couple of beers, and they enjoy their beers.
They do.
They partake in their beers themselves as well.
100%.
I'm sure. So they need to be tasty. They need to be good. Can you just show me again that pale ale over there on the camera? I just want to get a good
So
look at
let
that.
me
That
get a
beautiful
little
beer.
bit
Look at
more
that.
in the glass.
Yeah, just get it in there, man. Let's see it. Let's see it.
Look at
Let's see this beautiful beer.
look how
Wow.
nice, and it is
Just looks bright.
very bright,
bright.
very very bright.
Yeah.
Ever so slightly
Beautiful beer.
cloudy, but like in a very pleasant way. Like it looks vibrant. It almost has its own light.
It's its own light source.
It is. It's like the Lord of the Rings when Frodo is left like with the light of Arendelle, right? Like that's what it is. Like he's just like in the darkness, it just shines. So Peter, there you go. Like you've achieved something amazing.
Don't worry, everybody. These beers will be drank.
Oh, yeah.
We do have a closing bracket to get to.
We need to.
So, man, we'll put these aside. They will be drank as soon as we're done with this filming session. But what are you closing your beer brackets with today?
This is where everything ties in together with my preface. It doesn't happen often that both beers are this connected to my own roots. I found this beer and I was quite shocked that this beer was available at all here in Florida. I never thought I would feature it on an actual Beer Explorer episode, and especially I never thought I would feature it being here in Florida. And this beer is, my friend, Menabrea Ambrata.
Oh, my God.
So this...
Really?
Yes, my friend. Like, I was as shocked as you probably are right now. Like, this is one of my favorite Italian beers. I would probably go ahead and say it's
That's
like probably
incredible.
my favorite, like, easily accessible Italian beer, like, at least in northern part of Italy. I love this beer, specifically the Ambrata. I found it at a relatively local Italian market. I don't know if it's
amazing.
If it's something that you're going to have like on a regular basis, but they had a couple of six packs there. So I just grabbed one and I said, perfect. This is going to be on the next beer.
Is that the market in St. Pete that you went to?
That's exactly right, my friend. Mazzaro in St. Pete. And this beer is very special to me for many different reasons. Like, first of all, like I love the taste of it. It is also from a town called Biella, which is in the northern part of Italy. This brewery actually has been around for quite some time. And if you read here, one of the oldest breweries in Italy, which is fair because it was founded in 1846, my friend. So way before Italy actually became a country, as at least like the country that we know it as.
Yeah.
The brothers Menabrea founded like this beautiful brewery, and they have been brewing ever since. But this one here in particular is one that I enjoy for the fact that it has like a little bit more richness, and we'll get into it like in once I crack it open. But I was quite surprised to be able to find it. I would call it the Italian Yingling, if you allow me. It's kind of like a Vienna lager.
I will allow it.
Yeah.
I will allow it.
It's a Vienna lager, I would call it, because
That's
it's
awesome. It's like a Vienna lager, yeah.
That's probably the closest thing. It's not quite a red beer, but Ambrata means like copper.
So, man, the beer that I'm closing my brackets with is by a brewery called the Anker Brewery. And they make their series of beers, the Gouden Carolus beers, which I featured on the channel twice. So I had their Christmas ale once on one of our Christmas episodes that just blew my mind, was delicious. And I had their Imperial Dark, which is on my beer shelf back there on one of our Beer Explorer episodes. The big sort of 2-liter champagne cork bottle with that one. That was just unbelievable. So the two beers of theirs that I've tried so far have been fantastic. I saw another beer of theirs on the shelves that I knew nothing about, and I picked it up right away. And looking into it, I was so happy that I found it because this beer is very interesting. So this is the Gouden Carolus, the Hopsinjoor. So what this is, it's an imperial IPA, as they say, or double IPA. They use 5 different varieties of hops for this particular beer. And what they say makes it a little bit different is that they add the 5 different hops at different stages of the brewing process. And they do that in order to maximize the aroma. Apparently, according to them, they have maximized how much of a hop aroma you're going to get. So I'm so curious to crack this open. This beer was first brewed in 2008. And the cool thing about this, the biggest beer festival in Belgium called the Zythos Beer Festival, it was introduced at this festival in 2008, and it won the award for best beer at the festival. So that's really impressive at the world's largest Belgian beer festival for this to take the award that year. I am excited to try it. And so they say it's completely unfiltered to preserve as much of the hop bitterness as possible. This has also won gold at the World Beer Awards in the Imperial IPA category. I can't wait. I can't wait to try this.
Great choice, my friend. As closing beer brackets, that's an
Thank
intense.
you, sir.
That's a very good beer, an Imperial IPA.
There we go. It's kind of amazing how Belgian beers just have that very, very particular Belgian yeast aroma. Right? It never fails. You smell a Belgian beer and you're like, you know it's a Belgian beer. Look at yours. Oh my God, look at that copper color.
That's the
is
Italian
gorgeous,
Yingling.
The Italian Yingling. Beautiful. All right, man. Let's take a sip. Cheers.
Cheers, my friend.
Ooh. Wow. This is amazing. I need to just gather my beer thoughts for a little bit to be able to describe this. I don't think I've ever tasted a beer quite like this before. I'm going to let you start, man. Let's tell us about the Menabrea.
Yeah, thanks.
What are you thinking right now?
It's quite special, my friend. I will tell you, like it has a very distinct and clear malt character. What I like about it, and I've always liked about it, is that clean. It doesn't feel processed. Easy drinking. You have the hop presence, lively carbonated, but most importantly for me, specifically, it just reminds me of home. So that's why I was saying, like it's a very unique.
Pure nostalgia.
Yeah, no, definitely, because this is a beer that I used to love. It would be my beer treat. It was not something that is normally available necessarily on tap. Like you would just go and have it like more as a special treat.
Go get the bottles.
It was kind of like my go-to when like I'm gonna have a special beer, right? Like in a special Italian beer, like that would be this one.
Amazing.
Versus like, obviously you can go with more craft, but this one here, sometimes you would find it and have it also at restaurants, but it's a little bit less common. Like the regular Menabrea, at least in Torino, it's pretty popular. You can find it also on tap, so it's easier to find. At least that's how it was. Ambrata has always been a little bit of a more niche and special one. So every time I have it, like it always reminds me and takes me back to having that beer treat, and having it here, like
beer
honestly,
memories.
That's it. And having it here in the pub, in the Beer Brackets pub in Florida, and having a beer cap in there, to me is just like
That's
extra
incredible.
special.
Buddy, I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy you're able to find that beer, that very special beer. It's bringing back these beer memories. The beer cap is going in the Beer Brackets beer cap box forever and ever. It'll be in there. That's just so special. That's so special that you're getting to feature that one on the channel too. It's really, really interesting because Belgian beers, like I was saying before, they all have that similar yeast characteristic where you can smell that Belgian yeast. So it's very much, it comes off almost as a Belgian triple in some ways. I've had some Belgian wit beers that are similar to this in some character. Like you do get a little bit of like a banana, a little bit of banana on there. There's some clove, but then the hops are very subtle. Yeah, this isn't a North American IPA. This is a very much a European IPA. I've had English, British IPAs that are basically pale ales. I would not classify them as IPAs by any stretch of the imagination. This, if I was just tasting it and I didn't know what category it was, I might put it as a triple, or I might put it as just like a golden ale, like a bitter, citrusy golden ale. It's very interesting that this won gold in the double IPA category. I find that very interesting. It's a delicious beer. You get a character almost like you're biting into an orange peel, that zest, the rind, the orange rind. Very fresh. It's really almost, you take a sip, it's like really biting into a fresh orange peel. Zesty, citrusy, bitter, but juicy and sugary at the same time. The hop combination that they have here is unbelievable. The aroma on this beer is like something I've never smelled before. Mild, but present. Very full, but not overpowering. And it's, again, citrusy, but fresh. I'm having a lot of trouble sort of pinpointing characteristics because it's so unique.
And also probably complex, my friend. Like it sounds like it's
very,
very, very interesting.
I could, for an 8% beer, it goes down almost like a Saison.
Ooh.
Actually, that might be a good comparison maybe as a Saison, because it goes down as easy as one. Like I'm controlling myself because it's so delicious and I keep wanting to go in for another sip. I'll be like, dude, it's 8%, relax. And look at the head retention on it. It very much has like the head retention of a triple, I would say. Nice little foamy, maybe, one finger head on there that stays. It's this is a pleasure of a beer. It says unfiltered. You see that just sort of hazy, beautiful, hazy color to it.
It looks amazing, my friend.
It's so refreshing for an 8%, Imperial IPA. And again, I would never put it into that characteristic, but I guess it's a Belgian Imperial IPA.
That's fair.
It's its own thing. Wow. I'm blown away by this beer. Gouden Carolus. If you see anything on the shelves with that label, that Gouden Carolus label, do it. Don't even second guess it. And please, yes, if you see anything by them, pick it up. So, okay, give me some final thoughts as you're drinking this now. Like, what is it? What kind of beer memories is it bringing back?
Well, it just like, it's surreal in a way. I would have never thought I would have this beer here sitting in Florida in my house, because it's something that is so unique to being in Italy, northern part of Italy specifically, that like it's just like mind blowing. I find it very well balanced. To me, probably right now as I'm drinking it, what I'm mostly thinking about is just like it transporting me back, like to being back in Italy and having this beer in those occasions. So it's just an experience. And again, like that's what I was saying at the beginning. Like I find it incredible that like repeater and through the discovery of this beer, I somehow managed like to create like a very unique connection with my roots.
Wow.
From Denmark all the way down back to Italy, and so that was it's been an interesting Beer Brackets Beer Explorer episode for me.
This has been an unbelievable Beer Explorer episode for that reason. You reconnecting with your beer roots like this is just wow. Yeah. So special, man. So special. Definitely. Now that you called it the Italian Yingling, how would you compare it to a Yingling so people can place it?
That's a very good question, my friend. So definitely less hoppy, way more malty, a little bit more of a roasted character. It's going to have like a little bit less of a hop presence, but I would say that in general with Italian beers, that's kind of like the case. I compare to
that's
American.
Always going to be the case.
It's always going to be the case. So I wouldn't necessarily put it as a a negative factor. It's just like the different brewing style that they have over there in general.
That sounds amazing. As a closing thought on this, all I'm thinking is that I can't believe how, I would tend to say how afraid Europeans are of hops, but how subtly they use hops compared to North America. Because for them to talk about hops on as much as they do in the beer, the description of the beer, for this to be labeled as an Imperial IPA, and for me, for this to fall somewhere between a Saison and maybe a triple, it's so funny. Yeah. It's so hilarious how their sensibilities to hops are like, you'll be blown away by the hops. And I'm really gotta like, it's bitter, but it's not. It's like, it's more malty than bitter. It's definitely more malty than bitter. And they're like, watch out, be careful. You're going to be blown away by the bitterness. It's just like a Saison.
They didn't have the arrogant bastard kicking them.
I got to put that up there as one of my favorite discoveries about the beer world and our beer exploration up to now. The difference in how Europeans and North Americans approach hops and use hops. I think that's just hilarious. Mm-hmm. And not just Europeans in the UK as well, as my experience. That's been the case.
It's different. It's definitely different.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody, in the pub. This has been incredible. I mean, for us especially, we haven't filmed one of these in a long time, so to be able to hang out this long and try all these delicious beers together has been a pleasure. Let us know down below. What were you drinking while watching along with us today?
No matter what you do, don't forget to close your beer brackets.
And click that beer bell. YouTube will let you know when we're hanging out in the pub, so you can come grab a beer out of your fridge. Come hang out with me and Alessandro and have a beer along with us.
Also, if you're dreaming, just go check the beer fridge.
Go check. See what's in there. Maybe if you're having a lucid beer dream, check the fridge and let us know what's in there. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.